The next class, I've also used it in the senior level, the current issues in HR, which is just my HR majors. That class, honestly, was probably the most resistant of all because they hadn't seen this before, and it was new. And at the time, I was a brand new faculty member. It was my first semester here, and they were very suspicious of me the whole term anyway because they had been taught for their whole curriculum without seeing me. So I did use it in that class. Didn't find it as successful with them as I do with the juniors, who seem to be a little bit more open. And as word spreads that I'm using it, I tend to see more openness to it as well. This past fall, I substituted in a Business 3010 class, which is our Principles of Management class, auditorium class, 150 in there, and that was a whole new challenge for me. So primarily I use it in the 30 to 40 class size range. All of a sudden I had 150 clickers to manage. So for those of you who maybe haven't had this experience yet, like I hadn't, logistically it opened up all kinds of problems. We only had a 50 clicker set, and we actually had 2 of them. Correct. We had 2 in the school business, so then we had to go over to Katz in another building on campus, had to borrow their set of 50. We had to set all the channels, which was new for us. I'd never had to deal with the channel setting, and so I had to get all the channels moved around. And we all have sets that are color-coded here on campus, so if you have a set that's a red dot and a blue dot and an orange dot, well, then getting those all handed out and getting them back in the right dots was an issue. Part of our challenge was we used an exchange program. We did in that class with 150, where we used student ID or driver's license to get a clicker. And then to get out of the room, you got your driver's license or student ID back when you put your clicker back. Well, if you have 150 and they're leaving an auditorium all at once, you have to make sure they go to the right box. So you had to line up and say, okay, if you have a red dot, you want to go out that door because that person has your driver's license. So a little bit of logistical issues with that I wanted to avoid when I had my own set in my own classroom. So that's been a nice change for me this semester now that I have one installed on the classroom I use, in the faculty terminal that I use. Each student was pre-assigned one of the clickers. We put them actually on a poster board. They got a giant, like the foam poster boards. So it's a stiff piece of poster board. They put these, just exactly like these actually, these little plastic holders. They just glued those to the poster board. Each one was numbered. The number matched we put little stickers on the back that say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 50. So on the outside of the plastic cage, there's a number, and then they have one on their clicker. They're assigned. They walk in the room. I set up the poster board on the chalkboard as they walk in. They go to their slot. They just pick them up on the way out. You know, if I don't get them back, they're all assigned. I know who didn't turn their clicker back in. So that's sort of the use of how we're using them. Again, I only use them for review sessions right now. I've gone to the advanced TurningPoint class that CAPS has offered here, that TurningPoint comes and does the training. I know it does some other really neat features. I want to start using it for quizzing. I'm still nervous about tests. The kids have a lot of anxiety about tests, so I don't really want to go to tests. But I do some pop quizzes on some of the HR materials that I think it would work really well. I do a pre-test on the first day of class and a post-test on the last day, see if they learned anything that's not affected to their grade. I think some things like that I can integrate in the fall now that the system is set up in my classroom, and I can guarantee I will have it.
And Melody brings up a good point. And anytime I'm working with the faculty, we always start with baby steps, because this tool is very robust and can do a lot of things for you. But even just doing the basic slide interaction is so beneficial. The students love it, and I think as long as the faculty is comfortable with what they're doing, the students are comfortable with what you're doing, and just that whole finding misconceptions, leveling the playing field. But you don't have to do big, robust things, team leaderboards or all those fun things.
Yeah.
You can just do basic.
I've never done like the competitions. I heard people talk about that yesterday in some of the sessions, and I'd like to try that. I just am not ready to dedicate that many hours as a faculty member. Get tenure and do research, or develop TurningPoint to a tenth of a point in my evaluation. So I've made the trade-off this year to just say I'm just going to stick with kind of the basics, and there's plenty of places to go. So I know I'm only using basic functions at this point, but I think it's a good place if you're having faculty. And again, Lisa and I were doing this type of presentation for all the School of Business, just trying to get them to take some of the baby steps and use what we'd bought. And I think that was a good place to suggest to a couple of them, hey, just start with a one class period basic review session, and don't get hung up in creating databases and spreadsheets and trying to grade exams and things off of them. As a guide then, my guide to how many slides do you need for an exam review session, the nuts and bolts types of things, is it takes about 1.5 minutes per slide. Which, when I first started doing this, I was like, well, you give them 10 seconds, You read the question, you give them 10 seconds to respond. You should be able to do this in 30 seconds per slide or 40 seconds per slide, but it's not at all the case. Every time I tried to get into 50, 60, 70 slides, I would never get through them in a single class period. By the time you hand out the clickers, you want to spend time to get them back. I find that it works out about 1.5 minutes per slide is a good estimate. So for a 75-minute class, a Tuesday, Thursday type of class or 2-day-a-week class, I run about 40 to 55 slides. Today's class, when I do it in my own class, I have a 75-minute class, but I need to do some lecturing ahead of time, so we have like a 32 PowerPoint slide so that I can take 15 or 20 minutes and do some wrap-up lecturing. I taught in a 50-minute class as well on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 30 slides max. That's plenty of slides to try to do for a review session. I heard other people, faculty yesterday, talk about this as well, the incentive part. What's the incentive for the kids to really get involved? And my answer to them is always, at least 20%, about 20% of these questions that you'll see in the review session will be on the exam. And that really motivates them to say, okay, I need to attend class. And attendance on a review day, for me, is an issue, and I think that is true for a lot of faculty members, that you have students who naturally just say, well, I don't need to attend. I know it all. I went to class, and I'll skip. This is a free day for me. When I do a review session, I get 100% attendance pretty much, maybe 95% attendance, but students show up to do this. So that tells me that they're engaged, and they get a chance again to see the questions, particularly when there's a lot of anxiety about, well, what is this class even about, and am I going to succeed in this class? So I heard some other people say they used 5 to 10% of the questions from a review into the exam. I do a little bit higher, but it's a junior-senior level class, and some of this stuff is pretty detail-oriented, so that's probably why. So I thought I'd show you. There's 3 slides here of what my students will see. This one is actually in today's review session that they'll do in class. So I'll ask you. Using lie detectors during the selection process would be considered lawful in most situations. True or false? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. There is a little countdown. I try to include a timer. For multiple choice questions, I usually give the students 10 seconds, true, false, 6 seconds. So I read the question, and then I set the timer. I don't have the timer go as soon as the slide starts. Everybody get a chance to respond? Oh, it's still going? Okay. So essentially, can you use lie detector tests? And the answer there is false. In most situations in selection process and hiring, you're not allowed to use lie detectors. There's some exceptions. The thing I like about using TurningPoint is I can get results right away and know if I need to re-lecture on something or point something out. And for me, that's really critical. I think I've done other times where I've just thrown up questions and said, well, what do you guys think? And I thought yesterday, and I totally forgot his name, Jeff Stowell. Jeff Stowell had put it very pointedly. He's done a study on how accurate is it if you just say, did you get that right? And they raise their hand and go, yeah, I got it right. And then he did it, he videotaped his class actually, had him do on a paper or pencil, and then he also had him do the clickers. And, they say they get it right in every instance when they have the clickers and they have to commit and they can't look around and see what everybody else is choosing. It's actually your best level of accuracy. And I think I'm finding that. One of the things I really like, too, about doing these slides and getting the feedback immediately is I have students who honestly will tell me, swearing on a stack of Bibles, that they have studied really hard. Yeah. And then they come to class and they find out, I picked the wrong answer and 80% got it right. Maybe I haven't studied enough. And that's been really strong reinforcement for a lot of my students who particularly, I think the School of Business and the management major in particular, we have become a more rigorous program in the past 2 years that I've been there. And some students come in from other programs, and they're not in as rigorous a situation. I know in their writings, and with some of the other exams, for example, they are running into problems keeping up. And so seeing that up front and saying it's not my fault as a professor, you need to put some investment in here because your peers are getting it right. And you need to go back and study some more.
Melody brings up a good point, and a lot of our students have misconceptions, whether they've brought them in from other curriculum areas or just the way that they've retained the information where they think they understand it. So that immediacy of feedback for the student is so powerful that, like Melody said, just even that buy-in to say, I'm going to be there because it helps them do that double check to see where they're at.
Yeah, and I think that, and it's particularly an issue with HR in some cases because people think it's so obvious. I spend a whole unit on discrimination.